What about malted M&Ms, like malted milk balls M&Ms? What do you think? Well, I'm having some thought about myself deceased again. I'm trying to figure out in my mind if I should say the threatening on this video or if I should say it homeless, the way that I am deceased in karma and in chokhmah. I am homeless. So, what happens when I'm homeless? Well, I'm homeless is at your advantage. You can do things for me without leverage on yourself. But I'm homeless is at my disadvantage, which means I need so many things that I don't really have it ordered that you would just do something for me because I'm homeless. You're doing jails and prisons because I'm in leverage of homeless. I need too many things sequentially and on time, and everything that I need for myself day to day. For you to be in public, you need to be in prison. For that, I'm homeless. So, what's wrong with you is you're not in jails and prisons on points. And then you have some other problems when you're not in jails and prisons that are for you to know how to go into jail and prison and not for you to teach somebody else how to live in a crime lording. You can't teach somebody how to live in a crime lording, that they have to be in it with you because you're doing a crime on them and you haven't made your decision about going to jail and prison because you deceased yourself in the threatening. You are doing a crime lording and it's not to be interrupted by that you go to jail and prison. So that you don't do crime lording on somebody and God can take over and take in your place, that he would do his own motion of what is my need for myself or somebody's need for themselves. And I don't actually have another need other than to be in jail and prison myself at this time. But I need to decease my leverage. I need my house deceased. I need the formed world deceased. And I go into prison after the formed world because my leverage allows the formed world. So I can't be in prison before that. For all those who want to know what happens when you put me in a hospital, I know you're trying to kill me with shock paddles in the hospital, but it won't die that way because I have a surgery on my knee is how I can go into a hospital, and it's my ask to be there. But it's homeless for you to tell me I'm there for diagnosis mental illness. I have a scar on my knee and I don't know where it came from. I know where it came from. I had surgery on my knee. It was in the year 1993, and I do have karma with that surgeon still. He's very far in the wrong. I'm too old for the surgery. He was due to do something about the landlording in my house, but he decided to do the surgery faster than I could tell him that I wanted to rest my leg. Yeah, after the diagnosis. Something died in God and I don't afford it. I'm going to say this my way and I'm going to say it kindly. I don't have God to be here because I'm kindly deceased. I don't have kindly deceased because I'm God to be here. I don't have God in the threatening because I'm God deceased, but I'm actually none higher than me deceased. God deceased is elsewhere's. I'm in the leverage a deceasement of God deceased, but I'm none higher than me deceased. That's who I am. Who are you? I'm the overlord. There's one up above myself. I'm none higher than me deceased is the overlord, and none higher than me deceased is also the order that is not speaking. The overlord is speaking. The order that's not speaking is none higher than he deceased in the threatening. Well, he's really small, but he's big. So the threatening we are in today is I'm homeless in the threatening for the money that I made elsewheres. That means I don't have money that I made for myself because I was hungry and I was just eating. I was always in the threatening. Did you burp for me? Thank you. Fuck all. I'm the Essex. I was executed by my upper order, the top of the Godhead. None higher than he deceased, and here he executed and executed the Essex. And that's what I barked at him with his own mouth. Fuck all. Yeah, because he's so angry, he said that to me. As if I didn't hear you. I got hurt, but I'm not going to need that you hurt me in the end. I'm not here to challenge you. How low can it go here? I'm here to say with myself that I'm in order. Well, you are to move around the order because that's the order. It's the order like when you go to McDonald's and you see an order of French fries. You know what French fries are. When you see an order of French fries at McDonald's, you know what that is. I'm an order of the superior founder, and you are to know what I am as much as you know an order of French fries and how to eat them. So, I know a small disclaimer footnote. Please don't glutton the French fries, but I am just giving definition as to what is in order. So, homeless. I would like to say with myself deceased that Mitch is not watching this video. Fine. I'm not really following how he knows he's not going to watch any of the videos. Because that's like when the phone rings, you have to pick it up to know who's calling. Well, that's what's wrong with the videos. They are all different subjects. They're not all the same video. I didn't send him repeated messages about one video. Every message is a different video, and he doesn't want to watch the video to find out why one video is different from the next video. And YouTube is posting all the videos, and they all have views on them. Some have just a few views. Well, I suppose there are a few videos that have 0 views, but there are videos with some views on them, and some of the videos have hundreds of views on them, and some of the videos have over 1,000 views on the videos. And so automatically, Mitch is not going to watch the videos because he's not going to watch any of them, and he knows that about himself. I don't afford that he's being created that way. Why is that near me? Because I'm not substantially like that myself. I'm an order. I have to go through the presence of mind thoroughly throughout my waking life, and when I'm asleep, I need my sleep secure. Somebody told me my right leg was broken and they're not a doctor. Uh, there is a scene in one of the Steven Seagal movies. Which one? Uh, he said, I have an herbal remedy that will clear up that bruise on your forehead. And then the man who heard it said, "What bruise on what bruise? Like what bruise on my forehead is what he meant. What bruise?" And then Steven Seagal struck him in the forehead with his fist, and then I guess he fell. Right? I won't say I won't. I don't remember that part. His head went back or he fell. Whatever. He had a reaction to being struck in the head. And I don't have another way to say this. What was the movie? Glimmer Man. Oh, try that one. Yeah, it's a scene in The Glimmer Man with Steven Seagal. Um, I don't want to say what's wrong with it now, but I do have a karma that somebody said, "You have a broken right leg." And then they broke my right leg, but I didn't go into surgery for that. No, I went homeless because it was malicious. It was malicious. But you can't say that I have a problem because I am not yourself. That is everybody having a very dense population of public stores, supermarkets, public chain of supermarkets. Let me say it again. Publix, Publix, chain of supermarkets. We have international Publix. They don't all speak English. They're all over the world, all the different countries, all the different people, including foreign people in foreign countries, foreign people in this country. There's different public everywhere to describe that you are not yourself to somebody else. And you can't just be one person who says, "Yeah, but you're not myself and I'm not yourself." And that's the wrong problem for me to have to answer that question. I can't, because if God was going to answer that question, he would make the whole formed world, including airplanes traveling from place to place to see all the different people who have those very many expounded upon problems with the whole world. So I couldn't answer that question, and I died outside homeless. If you have that problem elsewhere, you're doing jails and prisons. I will be in jail and prison at the end of my leverage deceased. Then I will be there. But this is my first lifetime being in this formed world, and I'm holding alive here for 45 years, continuous alive to decease my leverage. And it's not fair for you to just be waiting around on your different leverages, and they're all different, and you all look different, and you all have different leverages into alive, and you need a death on yourself, which would be, maybe complicated. You can't just wait for the end of time for me to end the time for myself, because you don't have your genitals deceased that way, and you're a burden is not due. You're not a burden to me that way. It's not due for you to be a burden to me that way. Just have to say it that way because I'm so angry. I'm angry that way, that way, that way, that way. I repeat myself because I'm the overlord. I'm so angry. The Lord won't repeat himself. He's not angry with you that way. That way, that way. I'm so angry. I spell out the word weigh now. Weigh, like weighing something being heavy, instead of way, way, like this is the way, direction or place, way to go, some place to go. Homeless in the threatening. I want to say I'm homeless elsewhere, but I'm homeless right here. I don't have karma this low, but as the overlord, I'm about to be executed by my upper order, which is deceased. It's killing me with itself deceased. It's been doing that for almost 3 years now, and I am doing well. I will be deceased in the threatening, but I'm an unclean death. And as the overlord being an unclean death, the SX is deceased that way. And that's what everyone wants to know about the music. Well, you've been hearing the music and eating the music and all of the The singers and songwriters are illegally alive, of being a bad example for the public because they don't hold alive like you do when you're hearing the music. You're due to be the people who hear the music are due to be singing to the people who don't hold alive elsewhere, and they should be able to hear it somewhere where it's not alive. It's reversed here. I don't have like influence over that. That's an old order from Jesus, having left that for you. Now the overlord is wrong in the money again. Yep, and I can't afford myself. I am elsewheres in the threatening. I'm being created and it's a little bit choppy waters for water skiing. The creation of myself is directing me back to the text messaging with Mitch. He said, I told him that he's illegal, and he said, that's rude. That is so rude, is what he said in the text message about me saying that Mitch is illegal. He's illegal is saying that lightly. It's lightly illegal is not true. He's in heavy karma and it's rude is not true. I am a female. A male to a male is rude. And if you want to know what I mean about a female not understanding, a male that would she would call him rude. It's Rude Boy by Rihanna. Songwriter is Rihanna, Rihanna, and she sings the song Rude Boy. And I don't want to say that to Mitch, who has the same last name as myself, before I died out of ever knowing myself as Moser. That's deceased now. I don't have a lease signature on this apartment. So Mitch is paying rent for this apartment, is what he said, but I didn't see the rent check or receipt. And I also didn't sign a contract to live here, and I would not. And that's deceased. There's no lease paperwork in front of me current for the year 2025 or 2026. There's no lease paperwork that I signed. And I have signed elsewhere's a lease to get the key to this apartment, but I don't have a lease in current right now. And so there's still rent being exchanged over apartment number one, is what landlord Jerry said. She says she has rent money from my family, but I told her that I don't have a family, and she still hasn't come by with signing the lease right here in the apartment. She tried to walk me into her office elsewheres, but she called the police. I don't want to go in her office because I don't want to rent an apartment at Fremont Gardens. I want to just die out of the formed world, and I need time between now and when I'm not alive anymore. And when is that? Because you're counting the days like it's an emergency to get money out of me to pay I don't know what, because I don't have anything but deceased right here, and I am disclosed as deceased means that I don't have what it takes to move your creator with the money you charge me for. And you're angry with, you think that you don't afford my personality, and that's because I'm deceased. Deceased means I died alone. I have whole intact genitals. I'm not here because I'm alive with multiple people and I'm hiding that some of what I say does not apply to you. And I actually don't afford to hear that you say things that don't apply to me. I don't afford to hear it when I say no. I am shouted to tell you that something doesn't apply to me, and you don't afford that I'm shouted at you. You think that's a police matter and I should be in jail. And I really think you don't put somebody else in jail. That's what's wrong with you having lives and multiple people. If you want to put somebody else in jail, that won't help you. You have to just put yourself in jail. If you want to put me in jail, that's you needs to go to jail. You need to put yourself in jail. Do you want to put me in jail? You have to put yourself in jail. You can't put me in jail. I'm not yourself. You can't teach me a lesson about how I'm in jail because I'm not yourself. That's you need to be in jail because you are yourself. You don't like something about what you see and hear, you put your see and hear in jail. And then you don't like yourself in jail, and you know that's you. You know that's yourself to yourself. This is my first lifetime in this world. Number 17. There were 16 worlds before I arrived here in world number 17, and you are rushing me off to jail to get out of your sight because you don't want to know what's wrong with you. And I am telling you, when I am in prison, I will know it because I'll be there with myself and I'll die right out of my genitals. I'm going to decease my whole leverage and die right out of my genitals in a prison. And I don't want to be in there as some kind of a obstruction of justice of me getting out of my genitals. That I'd be in prison before my genitals are deceased. That's totally unfair for that. This is my first world to myself, and it's your world number 17. That's why you're like that is not due to me. I don't have leverage of 16 worlds of accumulated debt on this body, and all of a sudden I want to die on my own point, and it's taking me 45 years is not true. I would have been done in 10 years, and I would have been in prison after 10 years. But you keep trying to put me in prison. I don't want to go to prison for you. I want to go to prison when my genitals are deceased. How do you know when that is? What gives you the right to talk to me about that?